What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're going to be talking about Elrond and what you can do as a player to prepare for his legendary event. We're probably still a month or two out away from it even being announced as to what we're going to need for his campaign, for his legendary event. So we're going to talk about what you guys can do to prepare for that, especially as free to play, what you need to know going into this legendary event, and just talk about what some of the teams going to be. Made a little bit of speculation, but this is really going to be focused primarily on how you can prepare best to be ready for this legendary event. So we're gonna break that all down in today's video. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. Let's dive right into it. So Lord Elrond will be the first legendary. He's going to be a fantastic healer, and they do talk about the system of how you will need to unlock him. They have a hypothetical example how, say we have Treebeard, you're going to use Isengard, hypothetically of course, to unlock Treebeard. But there's going to be tiers to it. There's 7 tiers to the event, and each tier is based on the stars of the character. So tier 1 requires 5 1-star characters, tier 2 requires 5 2-star characters, etc., up to tier 7, which requires the 5 7-star characters. And it will be a certain 5 characters or a certain faction. And that's led to a lot of speculation as to what's going to be required. And I want to say this up front, if you are free to play, I know this is going to be hard for some players to acknowledge. If you're free to play, do not go into this event expecting to unlock him on the first pass. That has never been the MO with these kinds of legendary events. The only way free to play was usually able to unlock legendaries is by hoarding. A lot of hoarding, especially of the premium currency, and being ready to drop all of that on special packs that show up in the store. That's usually how free to play gets the character the first time. Usually, when this happens, there's going to be a character that is premium that you are not going to be able to farm. So the popular theory right now is that it's going to be Road to Rivendell. A lot of people are saying it's going to be Road to Rivendell. It could be, but I think what they're going to do if they do go the Road to Rivendell event path is instead of Strider, they're going to make Arwen required. Which means that Arwen's going to be a marquee event character. She should be coming out sometime soon. I expect the full Rivendell team to drop before Elrond shows up. So Arwen, I believe Elladen's probably also as well going to be showing up. But yeah, I would expect Arwen, if they do this, Arwen will become farmable like 2 weeks before the Elrond event drops. That's the usual MO. That's what we should expect. We should not expect them to just say, hey, it's going to be XYZ team that everybody has. That's not how this works. I mean, it would be nice, but I know people are setting themselves up thinking it's going to be Road to Rivendell, and they're just going to be disappointed. And I just want to say that, don't expect it to be some easy unlock. That's the number one thing I want to stress. That way, if the word gets out, people are going to be up in arms. Like, yeah, people are going to be upset if it's going to be a team that you have to pretty much wail out for. Yeah, that shouldn't happen, but I would not expect this to be a whole new, brand new team that you have to wail out on. I would expect a mix of characters we already have that we're farming and 1 or 2 characters that we have to spend currency on. So that kind of gets to the main thing here is get out of here. It's a terrible offer, by the way. This offer. If you want me to buy this, give me some light crystals in there, CG. There's no, thank you. So yeah, if you want to be ready, the best thing you can do is make sure you're hoarding your premium currency. So do your daily objectives, do your arenas, fight as much as you can in arena to place up there. I can't do because I've already done them, but yeah, you want to make sure that you're in arena, you're getting your best placement, you're getting those crystals. And this is the sucky part, is that you got to hoard those crystals, which means no energy refreshes, no buying supplies, especially do not buy anything here in the supplies section, no store refreshes, none of that. You don't want to do any of that. You want to be saving up your premium currency because there will be some pack that will show up with a character, like for instance, Arwen, and maybe they'll tell us up front when Arwen drops if she will be required for Elrond. I do not expect that to be a thing. But usually about a month out from the legendary event, we'll be told what the requirements are. And this is just based off of what we've seen in the past from CG. And then about 2 weeks before the legendary event drops, any characters that are going to be required that you can't farm yet will suddenly become farmable. So you have about 2 weeks. Usually you'll have about 2 weeks to get a character ready to go. Now, this is just for legendaries. There's other events we've seen in Galaxy of Heroes, which is a whole different build-up. Don't even worry about those. We're focusing just on legendary events here. Expect about 2 weeks before Elrond's event drops. If there is a character that we have not been able to farm, that is when we will be able to farm them. So that's when you want to start dumping your premium, your gems into energy refreshes on the cooldowns for the hard node. And also there will usually be a couple days there where there'll be double drops for a character as well. So if Arwen goes into a hard node, you can use those gems to refresh those hard nodes. You can do like 2 to 3 refreshes a day. And it's not going to get really expensive at that point, but you can use those gems to refresh the energy, buy more energy refreshes up here. You do get, I believe it's 3 or 4 of these, 120 campaign energy for 50 gems each day. That's going to be my best recommendation for that, is use those on the 50 gem refreshes. You'll have 2 weeks. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Now, they could also just end up throwing someone in a store, which then means refreshing stores. But the problem with that is these stores are so inconsistent. I would love to see CG get this fixed. Is like yesterday, I only had character experience in the arena store. If someone drops into one of these stores, I would expect, I would have to expect that CG gets this fixed and makes us a character show up consistently, because it's gonna feel real bad if someone gets thrown in a store and you go a couple days without ever seeing them show up in the store. So that has to get fixed if CG does throw someone into a store. I mean, in terms of teams, Road to Rivendell seems like the popular opinion. I'm not really sold on it, but we'll see what they do. I'm trying to think who else they could do. The one I would love to see in terms of a lore standpoint would be Mordor, because then you could get like this retelling of the battle against Sauron with the alliance of men and elves against Sauron, and you know, it's kind of a retelling of that battle, which would be really cool. But a lot of people aren't going to build up Mordor. I don't expect elves. Elves would not make sense, because usually you don't. Well, no, I take that back. The first legendary in Galaxy Heroes was Yoda, which did require Jedi. So that one was pretty nice, but I don't know, because you're not gonna have a lot of these elves. You're not even gonna use with Elrond. Like you can see the Rivendell synergy already going on within Arwen's kit. You're probably gonna see that in Elrond's kit, and the beta kit does mention Elladan as well. So I expect Lomi and Elrohir, Arwen, Elladan, and Elrond to be your elf team going forward. So I would not be a fan. I would definitely not for now build up Naramiri or Leliel. Build up Elrohir, build up Lomian. Those two I think will work with Elrond just fine. So yeah, don't go building up a full elf team just yet, especially since it just doesn't make sense to have the full elf team and then you don't even use half the elves that you built up to use with Elrond. I don't know. We'll see how it all pans out. But yeah, this is gonna be a shorter video today, just to tell you, hoard that premium currency, because until we know what's out there, you can spend your energy and your gems on buying campaign energy to farm up any faction. Like you could build up Isengard, you can build up Road to Rivendell, Rohan, any of them. But you've been building up all these teams, and then only one of those teams may be required. It could be a completely different team than what you built up. So, you know, if you want to go build up all these different teams in preparation for Elrond, sure, you can go for it, but that's a lot of resources that you're having to spread out. And with how resource intensive this game is right now, do you really, really want to do that? Do you really want to be throwing in light and shadow crystals on teams that you're not really going to get a use out of right now? So that's going to wrap it up for me. If you guys have any questions, concerns, thoughts, ideas, anything about Elrond you want to ask, drop that down below in the comment section. As always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.